Hey, it's Matt with House of Vacuums, and today on the bench we've got a Sanitaire System Pro, also known as the Eureka Might Mite. Let's take a look. Alright, so the customer for this vacuum wants us just to go through it and check it out, so I don't know if there's anything going wrong with it or not. So let's go ahead and run it real quick. Well, it smells a little musty. Nothing too wrong. It's loud as all get out, but that's the problem with these, is they're loud as all get out. They're just always loud, always raging in your ears. But they've got a ton of power for their size. So performance to dollar amount, these are not too bad. Now, the switch worked fine. I don't see any stress cracks. It's a little beat up right here. Either this likes to break off or the switch down below likes to break. Doesn't seem to be the case with this. The other thing that these guys like to do, these guys get super wobbly and nasty. These are just not good casters. Never have been. They don't work great out of the box, but they just are plastic on plastic and they wear away with time. So just kind of is what it is. Also, these are pretty terrible too. So again, these are pretty in the world of vacuums, these are a blunt force hammer, right? So it's just a lot of power in a small package that is loud, unrefined, and has some major issues that they've never addressed. So that's just that's kind of this guy's jam. So I'm gonna take out the bag. Whoop. Oh, that didn't work. Some dust around, that's normal. Paper bag, that's gonna happen. Now to get this guy apart is kind of a pain. There's a couple screws right here, and you can't really get a shorter screwdriver right here because this is in your way. So it's kind of tough to get at. So I've got this long screwdriver here, and I'm going to use that. These are literally just a cord and a switch, thermal switch, automatic reset, and a motor. They're super simple. For those of you following along at home, this is a model S3681, which was assembled in Mexico. And it is a 12 amp motor, which still is kind of a rarity in small canisters. You'll see 10 amps a lot, sometimes 11, sometimes 9, but a 12 amp motor in these guys is unusual. And here's the reason why. This is the fun part. This motor is an upright vacuum motor. This was made originally for, I believe, their Victory models and the original Whirlwinds. And they just took this exact same motor, because I mean, they were already buying them, already making them, and they just put a cuff to cover up the motor shaft and used it in their canister. So it is a pretty heavy duty deal in a very small package. I'm not going to say heavy duty, but it's a decent sized motor in a very small package. Now she wanted all this cleaned up, so I am going to wash these pieces and then reassemble them. And real quick before I do that, if you find this interesting or entertaining or you're having fun, go ahead and beep boop that like button, because that helps us out a whole lot. I've got water running. Now, looking down inside here, there's a lot of dirt buildup on this fan. You can see all the dirt is red tinged. That's the red Virginia clay that we've got here. So everything just winds up red. So what I'm going to do while that's filling up is I'm going to very carefully use my screwdriver to kind of bend these little tabs back out. And you want to be careful because this plastic piece is pretty brittle. So when you pry against it, you run the risk of breaking that off. So bear with me, it's been a while since I got into one of these. But what we're going to do is, if this was an upright, you would not want to do this because you don't want to mar the surface of where your belt rides. Because this is used in a canister, we're okay. So I think, nope, bigger than that. 7/16 maybe? Yeah, 7/16. So, yeah, there we go. Oops, drop the nut. There we go. Okay, I forgot about this piece. So, again, bear with me. So you can see down here, it's got, unclip that, you've got you got your motor windings terminating right here, and you've got your carbon brushes right here. These carbon brushes are plenty long, no issues with the length there. We can check the armature, and I'm just going to take a quick peek before I spin it for you, but as you can see, it's in fine shape. So we don't need to pull those carbons because it's in good shape. There's plenty of, I'm going to clean all this out, but there's plenty of carbon brush left. No issues with the commutator on the armature. This should, there we go, just push out. Perfect. Be careful when you're working with fans. They're sharp fan housings. They'll cut you pretty good. Gotten many a slice that I probably should have gone to the hospital for from motors. So let's go ahead and we're going to throw these in the wash as well just to get them nice and clean. All right, so these are back from the wash. You know, this is just where it's gone through the galvanizing, is that a word? But you can see the fan blades are like nice and clean down in there, which is exactly what we want. Now, could I have done this machine and not cleaned the, gotten into the motor? Sure, but that's not what the customer asked for. I take pride in my work, and I do what I say I do, and I try to go the extra mile, at least in some area, on every vacuum. And that is how I sleep at night, ladies and gentlemen. Now this rubber it's fine. I'm really surprised. That bearing sounds and feels really smooth. And so does this one. Alright, so I've cleaned up around the bearing. We can actually see it now. And I'm going to take just a little bit of this Teflon oil. It will make it past the seal. I'll put that on there just to kind of give it a little bit of lubrication. Oh yeah, that's already much freer. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Because both of these are smooth and relatively tight, I don't want to break the seal on these guys. Once you do that, you're just in a downhill spiral of getting dirt in them, and they'll go bad much, much quicker. So the only reason why you'd want to get into one of these and actually grease them would be if they were getting noisy or gritty. Now, there's just no reason to get into a motor on a Shark or quite honestly, even a Miele. Usually by the time you have an issue with them, it's something electrical, and it's just better to get a whole new motor. On these older machines that ran dirtier, you'd often see bearings go bad, but the motor was still in pretty decent shape. So when that happened, we'd replace the bearings and the motor would keep on chugging, but today that's just not the case. So this is in really good condition. There's no carboning. We will go ahead and use this. Now, is the HEPA necessary on this, or even smart? Really no, because this is not a sealed system. You saw how that went back together. There's no gasket. Like, there's air blowing out of the switch area. It's blowing out of the gaps. It's blowing out of where the wheels clip in. This is really kind of just for show, and that's probably why it's in pretty decent condition. So we are going to put this back on. We're not going to replace this. So anyways, appreciate you watching, and of course I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye.